Making money is easy. It's just most people don't know what the exact blueprint is. I quit. You want to learn about some of the new things that are coming, like for example, artificial intelligence. You want to upskill yourself. That's what allows you to earn more income. So you're really going to start thinking about, and there's really three questions you want to ask. What brings you joy? What are you good at? And what problem can you solve? But actually there's some skill sets that you don't really need to do that, or some business models, like if you're invisible, how can people find out more about you? So the most important part about this is to make sure I want to give you the blueprint for those of you watching this to make more money. So the first one is just ask for a pay rise. Whatever job you're in right now, you want to go and ask for a pay rise. Now, if you don't get a pay rise, you have two options. You can endure that job and you can keep working in that job, or you can get another job. And what I found is that when you change jobs is when you start getting more pay rises. My first job, I was on 21,000. When I changed that job, I went from 21,000 to 26,000. Within 2 years, I changed it to another job. I went from 26,000 to 36,000, being in that job for a year, and then was able to get a pay rise to 60,000. But at that point, I quit. Why? Because I started my own business. I actually didn't even take that 60,000, but had I stayed in the job, I would have been now able to create more income just by asking and changing my jobs to get a pay rise. Next thing you can do is you can look at freelancing. Like if you want to make some money, what I feel the world is going to, we want to start consulting, we want to freelance. So that's what they call moonlighting. So some of you got your 9 till 5, but what is your 6 till 12? So on the weekends, instead of going out and having fun, you can actually work on a side hustle that brings an extra income in. So a lot of people, when they're doing freelancing, this is some of the ways that you can bring in additional income. Next one is invest in education. You've got to start investing in yourself. So when I first started in business, I started taking courses on public speaking, real estate investing, on marketing, on sales, on how to use social media, how to use Google AdWords. These are all skill sets that I started to develop. When you get educated, you want to learn about some of the new things that are coming, like for example, artificial intelligence. You want to upskill yourself. That's what allows you to earn more income. So you're really going to start thinking about all these things that you do and how you can actually implement it. The three biggest skills to almost guarantee that you create more money is number one, marketing, number two, sales, and number three is your networking. Your network is your network. You're going to hang around the right people. There's this concept called the 5 degrees of separation. You hang around the right people, and these people are the people that actually lift you up. It only takes one contact and one relationship for your business to blow up. One of my first deals that I bought for 85,000 and I sold it for 185,000, and that was because I attended a networking event where I met a lady who gave me that deal. So you just never know. That could be the one person that sparks off your career in order to start monetization. Next thing is real estate. Now, there are a lot of things in the world that you've got to be super smart at. The smarter you are, the more intelligent you are, the more money you make. But actually there's some skill sets that you don't really need to do that, or some business models like real estate. Like all of you own a real estate property right now. How much is it worth now compared to when you bought it? Is it worth more? Is it worth less? The property that you're renting, is it worth more or is it worth less than when you started renting it? So just by getting into real estate, you can actually start to create more cash flow. And for me, that one of the reasons why I've built a multi-million-pound property portfolio, and if you just buy 10 properties over 10 years, this is the way for you to start monetizing, because now you start creating asset. That property you bought 10 years ago at year 1 compared to year 10 is now going to be worth more money than when you paid for it. Instead of wasting your money on things that don't bring you an ROI, start putting it to an asset base, and the asset base starts making you more income. Next one is stock trading. So if you want to make more money, there are lots of apps that you can download now where you can actually trade the stock market. For example, if you'd invested in Apple or Nvidia many years ago, today you'd be very happy. There are lots of ways to invest in the market. The market goes up, the market goes down, the market goes sideways. But what you want to know is when to get in, when to get out, and also managing your risk. A lot of people say, well, John, how much should I risk on a trade? You should not risk more than 1% of your entire capital on any single trade, because you're not going to win all the trades, but the ones that you do win, they're going to make up more than the losses that you make in the ones that don't. Next one is start your own business. If you've got a good business idea, if you would like to create something that add more value, like start your own business, that's what I did. So a lot of people keep asking me, well, John, like, how do you build a big following on social media? How do you build a brand? How do you now speak all around the world? Like, one of the best ways to promote your products and services, get on a platform. So platform promotions, platform selling. So when you do that, you're able to talk about your products and services. Isn't that what Elon Musk does? Elon Musk does exactly the same thing. He will have a platform where people watch him. It's called X, aka Twitter. And then he'll sell his Tesla cars, he'll sell his new Cybertruck. So these are all things that you want to start thinking about that give you the ability to get people to see what you have to offer. If people don't know what you have to offer, how are they gonna give you anything? If you're invisible, how can people find out more about you? So the most important part about this is to make sure that you actually start a business, and the business is something that provides value. It could be a service-based business, it could be a product-based business, or it could be some kind of referral business, or it could be some kind of creator business. A creator business is when people can see you are the creator, and people pay you money to make a post, or they are paying for distribution, they're paying for awareness. Another thing you can do is you can monetize a hobby, something that you're passionate about. So I have a friend who's passionate about yoga, and what she did is she started doing yoga online, and now people ask her, hey, I want to do yoga with you. So then she hires out to the studio, people show up, they pay for yoga classes, and then she will then do breath work combined with yoga classes. So you want to start thinking about, what are you currently passionate about? There's lots of people that play games, there's lots of people that are playing stuff on the internet, and for example Fortnite and things like that, and they get paid to play the game. So something you can do is you can turn something that you have a hobby on, and then you can monetize that by simply creating a business model around it. That's why for a lot of people who have something they're passionate about, they can really find out what is the demand. And there's really 3 questions you want to ask. What brings you joy? What are you good at? And what problem can you solve? So what brings you joy is a thing that will keep you going as your fuel. What are you good at? Reduces the friction of you implementing it. And also the last one is, what problem can you solve? That's where the monetary stuff starts happening. So these 3 things make a massive impact for you and your business. Another thing you can do as well, if you want to make more money, it's not just about making money, it's also about saving it. So you can actually create a budget. Like, what is your budget? If you make 10,000 but you spend 11,000, and you do that every single month, by a year you'll be 12,000 in the hole. So what you want to do is create a budget. What is your budget? How much do you make? And actually you should be spending more than 50% of what you earn on things that you can't afford to buy. These are things that don't produce an ROI. So when you're spending your money on things, you got to make sure that what I'm putting my money into, it has to produce an ROI, a return on investment. If it doesn't, if it just gives you happiness, if it just brings you joy, your money's not working hard for you. So you have to make it in such a way where your money is actually returning you something. Another thing you can do is reduce debt. A lot of people have a lot of debt. So what you want to do, you want to start clearing that off. How do you do that? A mistake a lot of people do is let's say they have 5 credit cards and they're trying to pay off all the credit cards. It's not about paying all 5 credit cards off. It's about zoning in on one credit card, paying that off, and then moving to the next one, paying that one off, moving to the next one. Because if you're paying like minimum payments on a credit card, I can tell you, most of the times it takes years and years and years and years to pay it off. So you want to start battling it and start reducing those debt, and maybe consolidating it as well. You also want to shop smart. So one of the best deals come out, Black Friday deals, Christmas, beginning of the year, whatever you want to buy is always going to be on sale at some point, or there's going to be an offer that comes out at some point. So you want to shop smart. For example, beginning of the year, you want to furnish your house. Beginning of the year is a great time to buy furniture. Let's say you have a supercar you want to sell or you want to buy. Best time to buy a supercar is in winter. Best time to sell it is in summer, because everyone wants to drive around in a supercar when it's nice and sunny, right? You also want to cut unnecessary subscriptions. So things that you don't use. For example, let's take out a gym. A lot of people use a gym, they pay for the gym, but they don't use it. I always look at subscriptions as like, for example, if you look at Netflix, okay, if you watch it all the time, it's sucking time away from you. Really, you should put in your money into a subscription that way you're learning something from, where you can earn money from it, right? For example, check out success.club. That is a good example to be able to learn from millionaires and have millionaire mentors teach you strategies, so you're learning from people. Like they say, you hang around millionaires, you'll be a millionaire. You hang people who are broke, you're gonna be broke. So you gotta hang around people who, if you want to up level yourself, you want to start hanging around people who earn more money than you, right? Because if they earn more money than you, guess what? Now you can start getting to a point where you're learning different strategies from them. And this is where I see a lot of people, they fail because they're not willing to do that. Next one is maybe try living below your means. You don't always have to have the latest car. You don't always have to have the latest handbag, the latest watch. Start living below your means. And that means basically spending more money than you earn. Because if you find yourself in a position now where you got no money, you're spending more money than you earn. And then you're thinking, well, John, I'm not earning enough money. Well, it's because you're not upskilling yourself to the level that you want to be at in order to learn, right? You look at people that go to medical school, they go to law school. Lawyers and doctors earn more than most of the population. Why? Because they're high skilled jobs. When you upskill yourself, you are upskilling yourself to earn more income. And another thing I want to think about is start getting into financial literacy. What is financial literacy? Knowing about money. Unfortunately, they don't teach this at school. Like if you're in a position right now where you are making money, but you're spending money, they haven't taught you how to hold money. It's one thing making it, it's a whole nother game keeping it, because it's much easier to spend than it is to make. So a lot of people, they get confused. Oh, well, I'm making this money, then I'm going to spend it. They spend it faster than they earn it. That's why you need to start getting into financial literacy. So you want to read books on financial literacy. You want to join memberships where you can learn from people who are good with money. You see, if you hang around people who are good with money, not just making it, but keeping it and then multiplying it, these are the things you want to start thinking about. Taking a finance course, right? So go on a course and learn about money. Learn about how money works. How is the money game? But let's take taxes, for example. A lot of you can invest in things that actually can offset something based on your tax. For example, in the UK, we have lots of schemes like this, but one of the best ones is called an enterprise investment scheme, where you can invest in something and they will offset a percentage of that off your tax bill. Well, you're going to pay tax anyway. Why don't you just put it into some investment that has a chance to grow? And then you want to get a mentor. Find someone who's richer than you and then learn from them. That's the one prerequisite. Because if you find someone who's making more money than you, there's things that they are doing that you are not doing. And if you're able to find out what those things are and you model what they do, I'll give an example. If you hang around people who trade the stock market, they'll say, I'm investing in this company. And then you ask them the question, why? And they'll say, because they've got this. Like, for example, look at the Warren Buffett strategy. Coca-Cola is one of the companies invested in. Why? If you asked him, he said, well, Coca-Cola sell 82 million cans a day. If they just increase the price by 1 cent, they make an extra millions just on that one increase because they've got volume. Then you got to look at the way they think and why they buy properties or buy business or invest. So they think differently. So if you want to make more money, you need to do all of these things. And actually, what I would love for you to do is share this video with somebody who's not making the kinds of money that they want to make and have them go through this. And I promise you, if you implement everything I've told you, you'll have more money at the end of the year than you will have right now. Also, if any of you would love to learn how to start a business, grow a business, and learn investing, we're actually running some live summits. Check out the link below or head over to johnlee.com and you can see some of the events that we run. And a lot of these events that we run are free for my community that follow me on social media. So if you love this, do me a favor, hit that little subscribe button, hit the like button, leave any comments below. And other than that, check out this video here.